Goddamn, goddamn, goddamn. Hi, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a weekly track roundup where I give my thoughts on a bunch of tracks that have dropped over the last week or so. Just getting those up in front of me here. All the songs I talk about are going to be linked down below as usual, along with, of course, our Turntable Lab link. If you go over there and you buy some records, a turntable, some other kind of audio equipment, whatever it is, we get kickback from it if you use that link. Greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Treat yourself. We also have our Patreon page where you get access to some cool bonus monthly content while supporting this channel. In the process, extra Patreon-only Let's Argues, classic album listening live streams, access to our Discord community. Check it out. And worst tracks of the week. They are as follows. Let's go. Ba-bam 1. We have this new one from Rico Nasty with also BK the Rula in the mix as well. Vaders is the title. Where is the flow on this track? Where's the flow? Where is the flow? It's super short. Instrumental is loud and in your face, as are the vocal performances, but there needed to be some kind of flow, and there's not really a flow, and it kind of ruined it for me, in my opinion. All right, we have a new one from the Kid Laroi as well. You know, the Kid Laroi is definitely, for some people, for a lot of people, in fact, the Kid Laroi is very popular. And I can see why. You know, there is certainly an appeal to it, but that appeal I don't think is for me. The very boyish lead vocals with that Post Malone vibrato on them, the corny acoustic guitar chords, it's just very bland and not all that imaginative, in my opinion. Not memorable at all, nor is the song all that striking. But hey, you know, it's very of the time. It's very of the moment. And we need some stuff like that, I guess. All right, we have a new one from Foles. The squeaky lead vocals synced up with the guitars on this track. Wake Me Up is absolutely annoying. Just cannot bear it. Though the chorus does go kind of hard, but it's, again, barely a consolation prize. All right, moving on from there. Who the hell decided to put Lil Baby on an Ed Sheeran track? Who decided? Who was behind that decision? Who did that? Who did that? Who in corporate okayed this? Who gave that the pass? You know, that person needs to stand trial for crimes against humanity, but that's just my opinion. All right, next we have a new Designer track with Designer doing his best Pop Smoke impersonation. It's not good. And we have a new one from the Chainsmokers that kind of sounds like a lovesick Postal Service ripoff. And we're good. All right, those were the worst tracks of the week. Let's go into the songs I was met on. Want to shout them out. I'm not like head over heels for these tracks, but you may enjoy them more than me, so I wanted to point them in your direction. They are as follows. We have a new one from the Wonder Years, Oldest Daughter. The band is really bringing back those anthemic 2000s pop emo vibes on this one, and it's not too bad. You know, it's just not really anything I haven't heard before like a million times when I was back in college. We also have a new one from Southside and Future with Travis Scott on the feature. It's not too bad. Chorus goes especially hard. But here's the thing. This track sounds like they fucking locked it in a time capsule 10 years ago, not 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and just like broke it out now. There's absolutely nothing new to this as far as like Future or Travis Scott goes. They were literally doing the same shit 5 years ago, and now they're still doing it now. And while it's okay, it's not exactly exciting, you know. Kind of would hope that these guys would evolve a little bit, you know, but it seems like they're just kind of content to just pump out what's easy. All right, moving on from there, we have a new one from 070 Shake. Strong ending on this one, but kind of a shaky start, in my opinion. But still, the expressive lead vocals and some of the synth work does make me excited for the forthcoming record. But this one over here, if you are curious about the title, is Skin and Bones. We have a new one over here from Purity Ring. Sounds like a Purity Ring song. It's okay. It's a little electro. It's a little clubby, a little mall dressing room, very dramatic, very spacey, but also kind of not all that memorable. But hey, if you're a big Purity Ring fan, you're probably gonna love it. Graves is the title of this one. All right, we also have a new one from PinkPantheress. I really do mess with the vocals from Pantheress on this one. The clubby beat, the gentle instrumentation, some of the effort she makes to kind of sing out of her normal range a little bit and give us a bit more extra grit and passion. Willow, however, is also on the song, and I feel like vocally they're just kind of a mismatch, especially since some of Willow's lines are a little sloppy, in my opinion. But hey, they have, I think, a lot of audience crossover so collaboration between these two, I think makes a lot of sense, but did it like actually play out well in practice? In my opinion, not quite so much. All right, we have a new one from Logic. Well, a couple of new ones from Logic. In fact, he just dropped 2 new tracks, 2 new singles, one titled Tetris, one titled Decades. One of which I really enjoyed for the lyrical content. The other of which I didn't really enjoy for the lyrical content, and I liked the kind of classic throwback boom bap beat a little more. So kind of a mixed bag on these 2 new tracks, but it sounds like Logic is doing his thing, just on his own path right now creatively. Not trying to do anything too crazy or obnoxious or pretentious or conceptual, just like making vibey lyrical tracks that hit kind of hard. So I think as long as he kind of follows that path and just sort of sticks to what he knows, he'll be, I don't know, delivering at least some kind of level of passion on his songs, and I think that's significant. All right, moving on from there, Liam Gallagher coming through with a new track. This is like one of his most rockin' instrumentals in years. It's even heavy as well. You have those classic Britpop vibes coming through on some of the vocal harmonies. The one thing is, though, I think Liam himself, the vocal performance is a little stiff on this one. For some weird reason, especially considering like how aggressive the mix on the instrumental is. You would figure like the vocals would kind of match that energy a little bit, but I think on the vocal end he's underselling it a little bit, frankly. But it's not too bad of a song. It's an anthem. It's a heavy ass, somewhat chaotic and noisy Britpop anthem. All right, we have a new one over here from Julia Holter, Harper Simon, and Meditations on Crime, Heloise, with Geologist in the mix. It's a very spacey, meditative vibe, but I was kind of hoping after a while it would, solidify into something with a bit stronger of a direction, but it doesn't really. But, for the moment that it's on, it's definitely, again, it's got a vibe. It's got a vibe to it. All right, next we have a new one from Hatchie. I'm not going to say too much about this song over here, the rhythm. Outside of that, it has very strong 90s vibes on it, but if you guys are paying attention to Hatchie, you're most likely aware of that kind of influence in the music. But I will say here, the record is out now. The new album is out. People are listening to it, raving about it, talking about it. I will be hopefully giving some thoughts on it at some point soon, but I just want to let you know that the record is out. So here you go. Hatchie, ba-bam. All right, we also have a new one from Daniel Caesar, Bad Bad Not Good, in the mix as well. I thought some of the lyrics in the first half were kind of questionable in terms of like not leaning on me and stuff, but also kind of the doggish sexual, as he describes in the song. Advances kind of mentioned throughout the track. It's I don't know, it seems like emotionally a bit of a mismatch, though a self-aware one. But I think ultimately like the last leg is much stronger than the whole first section. Like some of the vocal work in the last leg is actually quite stunningly beautiful. But yeah, I think it's a track that means well and has a lot of layers to it, but a bit of a rocky progression in my opinion. All right, moving on from there, we have a new one from Andrew Bird. In some respects, I think this is like one of his best tracks in years, but simultaneously, like he drags it out to the point where well, at least I started to get sick of even the ideas and moments on it that I liked. So I don't know, I'm a little on the fence with this one, even if it did kind of come out of the gate with both guns blazing. Underlands is the title of this one. We also have a new one, Hollandaise from Ab Soul. Chorus on this one is just basically like a weird distorted vocal non-chorus. It's like a placeholder chorus. Bars aren't too bad, but the beat is generic as hell. It's a mixed bag. This is unfortunately, this is like just not the track I was waiting all these years for. I was hoping Ab Soul would come back with a bit more of a bang, but this one's just okay. All right, coming up next, we have this new one from Kevin Johansen and Natalia Lafourcade, Tuve. A bit of a cute, almost like 50s style, vocal pop kind of instrumental vibe to it. The sort of track you want to take your best girl out to the soda jerks, to get like a root beer float and that sort of thing. But then on top of it, you have Kevin and Natalia's vocal chemistry, which is coming from a totally different place. So it's a bit of a cool combination of eras and styles coming together, and quite lovely. I mean, a stunning song, no, but still very pleasant and alluring while it's on. We have the best tracks of the week. The ones that really stunned me or stuck with me that I really want to draw your attention to are as follows. Bam. We have a new one from Viagra Boys, Ain't No Thief. What a fun and novel song about not stealing things. Vocal performance and fucking instrumental performance on this one is insane and just great. One of their best songs ever, frankly. We have a new one from The Smile. Very orchestral, very huge, very beautiful. Great performance vocally from Tom. Really looking forward to the new record. Free in the Knowledge. Just good song all around. We have a new one from Spiritualized. The new record is out now. Everything Was Beautiful. This track over here that I am pointing your way is the A song, Laid in Your Arms. I think it's quite good, but again, more thoughts hopefully soon, maybe. We have this new one from Soccer Mommy over here, who I heard when Shotgun dropped, this new record was going to be produced by, One of Tricks Point Never, which, like, on the last track wasn't quite so apparent, but on this new one over here is very apparent, as there are all sorts of, like, weird, noisy, chaotic instrumental passages across this track that fuse with the indie rock sections that we typically know Soccer Mommy to deliver on records. And, it's actually a really cool, novel combination of sounds, and I think it's a really neat song overall. So Unholy, Affliction. I highly recommend that you guys check this track out. We have a new one from Megan Thee Stallion, Plan B. It's got a throwback flow, throwback beat, bitter lyrics, good delivery. Meg does it again. All right, we have one over here. Excuse me. From I'm going to remember this. I swear I'm going to remember this. Hot Chip. Down. This is a new Hot Chip track. Man, this is the best single Hot Chip has come out with in years. Are you kidding me? This like crazy weirdo disco shit with a good ass chorus. Like, man, this thing kills. If the rest of the new Hot Chip record sounds like this, it's going to be a good one. We have a new one from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard as well. Kepler 22B is the track that I want to point your way. It's quite smooth and jazzy for the Giz. And I'm liking this one a lot among some other tracks on the new full-length album as well, though it's out now. Just want to remind you guys it's out now. I'm not going to give too many thoughts outside of that because I do plan on reviewing this one very soon. But the King Gizzard is out now, and I'm messing with it. We also have Florence and the Machine over here, Free. This track sounds like a really good The Killers song, and I mean that in a good way. It's a good rendition of a good Killers song. If I could be so blunt about it. And hearing Florence in this kind of a somewhat new wavy drum machine synth pop kind of context with really kind of grand atmospheric production on it with that vocal, I think it's just a combination that works, frankly. So really messing with this one. We also have a new posthumous track from the Brazilian legend Elza Soares. And this track over here is jazzy, it's intimate, it's beautiful. That voice is just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I'm looking forward to hearing more from this for sure. We also have a new one from Bolis Pupul. You guys hopefully have heard that Charlotte Adigéry and Bolis record that I reviewed earlier this year. That's totally killer. This one over here has a great groovy, throwback electronic, vibe that I'm liking a lot. And that has been the weekly track roundup, everybody. Hopefully you got a lot out of this video. You got some good recommendations out of it. I will see you in the next one. You're the best. Love you. Anthony Fantano. Weekly tracks forever.